All right, everybody, welcome into Wednesday. We are still sitting in that energy of the full moon in Virgo, so release anything that's not healthy for you. Today's a good day to do that. Also, Saturn has moved into Pisces, so we are at 0 degrees Pisces. Our spirituality being anchored, right, by Saturn. Very good. That's kind of like whenever the movie Poltergeist, when she tries to go into the closet to get her child, right? It's a scary movie, and they had to tie a rope to her so they could get her out of the ether. She was going into a portal or going into a black hole or something like that. And that's what Pisces can have that energy a little bit of like very floaty, very out in the ethers. And Saturn being there, I think is a good thing. It anchors that in your day-to-day experience. So your spirituality you don't just float away with it, right? I have Saturn in my Pisces in 5th house. And so I'm paying attention to my own creativity. If you want to understand how these transits work for you, I have a group every other Thursday that is about mastering your birth chart. So there's a link in the description box below if you want to join that group, which is really fascinating. This week we're talking about ancestors, and we're going to be talking about the birth chart and seeing how the ancestors are supporting you and the directions that they are pointing for you. I'm also posting ancestral readings this week. All right, lots going on. Your words create worlds. Bloom where you're planeted, and the universe wants to co-conspire with you. Two big manifesting cards. Your words create worlds. What are the stories that you're telling about yourself? What do you say about yourself? What do you say about, what you're experiencing? Is it, are you very negative or are you very positive? Pay attention to the stories, to the words you're saying. And, certain people in our lives can be super negative, and we can kind of fall in with that negativity when we hang around with them. So I think it might be time to release those relationships, especially if they're, quite negative for you. If you're feeling like you're stuck, get rid of those experiences or those, I'm not saying get rid of relationships, but I'm just saying like, maybe you don't want to spend as much time in those places. And if you really, with those people, and if you really feel like it's pulling you down, then move on. All right. So let's see where we're going here today. What wants to come in today? The 9 of Cups underneath. I'm definitely seeing this Ace of Pentacles, beautiful energy. The universe wants to co-conspire with you. So you really have to decide what it is that you want. That's the way to do it. It's like, not just like, oh, universe, bring me abundance, bring me joy. It's like, okay, well, what do you mean by that? What's your definition of joy? What's your definition of abundance? For some people, abundance is $1 million. For some people, abundance is no structure in their daily life and just being free to roam. For some, you know what I mean? For some, abundance is more friendships, more relationships coming into their life. What is abundance for you? What is it that you're wanting to create? And get really specific about that. Just see it for yourself. King of Wands, the Page of Swords, the 4 of Cups, the Strength card, lots of fire energy here. Wow. Queen of Wands, 10 of Cups. That's interesting. King of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the 5 of Wands. Okay. That was then, and this is now. So this story is about manifesting. And this story is about manifesting something very tangible. This story is something different. I mean, a relationship is a tangible thing. There's no doubt about that. But I also feel like it's not necessarily that you don't know what you want. It's that you and this other person, if you're manifesting a relationship, if that is what you're looking to create in your life, you and this other person can be your own worst enemies and be really blocking it. Or you could also have people around you who have their own ideas about what is good for you, and they're blocking it. So if I'm saying to you, remember what I just said a few minutes ago about people that you're around that are negative or that are not on your side. You know the difference. Don't tell me you don't, because you do. You know the difference between someone who's really supportive of you and pulling for you and someone who's kind of like, Oh, well, that could get a little rough. Or, oh, you sure you want to do that? Or, oh, that sounds terrible to me. Like, if you have negative people around you, I'm feeling like this is the time to really move off, really move away from that. There's definitely something, some energetic experience that is in the way. Okay. So, King of Wands and the Page of Swords, action, taking action. Look at this. The Four of Cups, that is stagnation. So there's two opposing energies here. This King of Wands, which is really stepping into it, and the Four of Cups, which is like, I don't know. I feel like you get mixed messages, or you are getting mixed messages from people around you. You could be one day feeling like, yes, I'm really open and interested in bringing in exactly what I'm looking to create in my life. And then the next day being like, I'm not so sure. All right. So if you're having that kind of experience, that is blocking your manifestation. So number one, that is blocking your manifestation. If you are hanging around with people who are like, I don't know, that seems pretty treacherous to me, or that seems like a risk to me, or blah, 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 blah. And they're just making you feel like you're not doing the right thing for yourself. Okay. Not in a supportive way where someone would be like, hey, listen, this is a great opportunity. So what is it that you are really wanting to come from this? You know, like someone who actually talks it through with you, who's in your corner versus someone who's negative. This King of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the Five of Wands makes me feel like there could be a little jealousy around you. There could be a little jealousy around you actually getting what you want. And I feel like that's what's happening. The Strength card, the Queen of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. Whether it's love or money or excitement or adventure or anchoring, tradition, feeling grounded, whatever it is that you're wanting to create, there are people who are giving you or who are kind of second guessing you or something like that. I really need you to take those out of the equation. I also want to say to you that if you have been the one who's kind of been blocking your manifestations, I want to say that some of you, the bloom where you're planted thing, if you are somebody, now this may just be for a small portion of you, but if you are somebody who gets into a proper fix or paints themselves into a corner and you just hit the eject button, because there's a lot of fire energy here, and fire signs and Aquarius can have a tendency to hit the eject button when things get to a place where, like, I don't know, can I fix this? Or I'll just need to clear it off and run away. I remember a friend of mine saying to me, I've moved 20 times in my adult life. That's a lot. Okay. Partially blaming it on TV news, because that's kind of like the army. They kind of move you around, or you kind of have to go to where the jobs are, which could be across the country. It could be anywhere. That kind of rootless existence is one of those things that I think some of you might need to look at. If you feel like a new beginning is like, all right, I'm selling my house, I'm pulling up stakes, and I'm moving to New Orleans, or I'm moving to Savannah, Georgia, or I'm moving to Vancouver. I want you, fine, awesome, if that's what you want to do. However, I want you to first, whatever you've painted yourself into a corner about here, I want you to first stand in it and see about if there is anything that can be worked through. If you're having trouble with somebody, work it through instead of running away. Whatever running away is to you. Now, I used to be like, I'm moving to a new place, it'll be great, right? You're just taking that with you. It's not really solving the problem. There are times in our lives when new beginnings are necessary. When Saturn's moving into Pisces here, this is the beginning of my second Saturn return. And the first Saturn return was 29 years ago. And during that time, I pulled up stakes in Miami and I moved north to Portland, Maine. And that was the beginning of the next 15-year cycle for me. And it was a very interesting time. So it all new, right? I got married, I bought a house, I got promoted. Lots of really wonderful things happened to me during my first Saturn return. The second Saturn return is a lot about us moving in the direction of meaning and fulfillment. So if you don't know where that is in your birth chart, like I said, my birth chart mentorship can be of assistance to that. If you have Saturn in Pisces, then you're either 28, 29 years old or 57, 58 years old. And this is an important time. I feel like some of us could finally be taking our own counsel instead of listening to other people and feeling like, oh, they may be right. You're first, kind of keeping your own counsel and saying to yourself, what is it that I truly want? What do I really want to create? And how can I work with the universe to get there? And forget about what all these other people are saying. Okay. Just forget about it. You move, you do you. Okay. You do you. Let me get some, okay. What are you coming out about? Let me get some truth for you. All right. When I was going to say, let me get some clarity on some of these cards, but it came out, let me get some truth for you. So let me see. Let me just follow that down a little bit. Let this be a lesson to you. If you're ever doing tarot, just follow something down. If something crazy happens, just follow it down. Okay. Ace of Swords, Two of Swords, Three of Swords. That's remarkable. And the Eight of Pentacles. Some of you are hoisting yourself on your own petard. Oh my God, where did that come from? Hoisting yourself on your own petard. Look it up. Basically, you're like hanging yourself, right? If you think that it's important right now to tell a story or tell a truth that's going to sever ties with people or that's going to be blocking what you want to do, I feel like this is saying to you, hey, truth needs to be softened a little bit. You need to work on it. You don't just go blasting people. The Two of Swords and the Three of Swords is the Five of Swords together. You don't just go using your truth as a weapon. Okay. Somebody needs to hear that. You don't just go hacking people off or something like that, or just pulling up stakes and moving across the country. Do yourself a favor and soften this approach a little bit. Put some work and effort into it and figure out what it is you truly want to create and ask the universe about creating that. Why are these people, what's this King of Swords, Queen of Cups, Five of Wands down here? Queen of Pentacles, Page of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the King of Cups. Very interesting energy here. I almost feel like there may be some people that are a little bit jealous of your freedom or jealous of you being able to make some decisions for yourself. But here's the thing, like they're just not willing to do it. I feel like you do make decisions for yourself here. And I feel like you do go in a lovely direction of happiness and joy. And I do feel a sense of nurturance. The Queen of Pentacles here, basically like Queen of Cups can be very emotionally manipulative. The King of Swords can be cold. Okay. And so this Five of Wands, like getting in a clash with these people, I feel like you might really need to take, what is it Robert Downey Jr. says? Listen, I'm not gonna swear because YouTube is getting mad at people who swear. So anyway, but I'll swear in the extended. Robert Downey Jr. says, listen, smile, nod, and then do whatever the F you were going to do anyway. That's right. That is right about exactly right on for what's going on here. It's almost like you have to nurture your own inner child. You have to be solid and brave in your own experience, but don't hack people off, right? Be a little bit more of a stalwart figure, or be a little bit more of someone who's in control of their emotions, not someone who's led around by them, not hacking people off, not just pulling up stakes and moving away. This says to me, you need to maybe heal that inner child that has that need to do things like that. Drama, right? Creating drama. We're not about creating drama here. And I do feel like there's some good things that come of that, of just waiting and be, getting yourself more grounded. Don't fly off the handle. Don't go into a big rage about something, or emotions need to be embraced and understood. And you need to have that conversation with your inner self. I don't want you to be listening to people who have their own agendas. Page of Swords and the Four of Cups. Yeah, okay. The Eight of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Fool. Beautiful direction here, and the Four of Swords. So we got Ace, 2, 3, and 4 going in a much more healing direction. I feel like when you, instead of just kind of like throwing your hands up and like, I don't know what to do, put some time and effort in to this transition or to this period. There is a new beginning coming. You don't have to go ripping up the old one. Okay? You don't have to go ripping up the old one. I love the strength and the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Cups here. Justice. Page of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. Beautiful energy here. Ace of Wands. I love, 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 love. So this is basically what's happening right now, is this shift in the energy is teaching you how to be balanced, how to, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, how to learn new things without being triggered, like I don't know enough or something like that, how to openly embrace your path forward, and letting other people do what they're going to do. You don't have to control them. You don't have to shut them off. You don't have to run away from them. Just other people are going to do what they're going to do. This is almost like you are really creating your own sovereignty or your own feeling of power, and not really getting swayed, okay? And not really emotionally running away from anything, just standing in your power. And I feel like that is going to bring in some amazing, wealth or opportunities of love. And you might have run away from them before, and you might have been running away from them for a long time. The universe is finally catching up with you in a good way. Okay, link is below if you want to continue on. Pathfinders, let's just keep going. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.